A landscape plan is a communication tool that landscape architects and landscape designers use to communicate their ideas to clients and professionals who will install their plans. These plans will visually and verbally communicate each of the elements to be placed in the project, being constructed and provide information for sizes, quantities, and square footages for each of these elements. When we discuss landscape installation, projects are generally broken down into two main categories: hardscape and plant materials. The contractor may install both the hardscape and plant materials, or there may be specialty subcontractors doing segments of the project depending on the scope of the project and the size of the companies doing the work. When we discuss the term hardscape, we are referring to any part of the installation that involves building something. This can include walls, sidewalks, driveways, stairs, patios, arbors, and decks and landscape lighting, to name a few. And hardscapes can be made of wood, rock or stone, man-made pavers, concrete, plastic, or metal, and are generally intended to be permanent parts of the landscape. When we discuss the term plant materials, we are referring to any part of the project that involves plants and the materials for installing the plants. These may be referred to as softscapes. These may include trees, shrubs, annuals, perennials, and lawns, as well as the topsoil, compost, mulch, or other materials for the installation and maintenance of the plans. Let's talk about how a landscape plan comes together. Plans are developed in stages, and these stages are largely based on the size of the project. Residential landscape plans are typically less detailed than commercial projects, which often involve more zoning regulations and require greater detail. Typically, in the initial stage, a designer meets with a client to talk about their goals and to conduct a site assessment. Then a designer comes up with a concept for the client. Next, the client and designer agree on that concept. And finally, the designer draws up the plans that allow contractors to construct that concept. The designer may also help oversee the work of the contractor on behalf of the client. Now let's look at the elements of a landscape plan. While there are many types of landscape plans, most include a title block, an arrow pointing to north, a legend or key, a drawing scale, and specifications. The title block includes information about the project, including the project name and location, client's name, and the designer and business name. It may also contain the date, sheet title, and drawing scale. When you look at a plan, how do you know where things should go? Each plan has orientation features, including an arrow pointing to north, existing plants or buildings, street address, adjacent roads, buildings, and property lines. Orient yourself by the positions of existing structures, plants, or trees. A key or legend is used to communicate the meaning of symbols used on the design. Symbols can vary from one designer to another. The symbols may be icons that represent hardscape objects like irrigation sprinklers or softscapes like existing or proposed plants. A plant list includes the proposed plant material names, sizes, and quantities. It may also include explanations of abbreviations used on the plan. For example, OC is a common abbreviation for on center. This may be used to indicate the spacing of plants. The scale is where the designer communicates the proportional relationships of the drawing to the real-life landscape. Specifications are instructions that must be followed so the plan comes out as designed. This is often a separate document. Specifications may include site preparation instructions, excavation, soil preparation, and planting techniques and mulching instructions. They may also include a list of plans or hardscape materials, maintenance requirements, and even cleanup requirements. In summary, you may see different types of plans for a landscape job depending on the size and scope of the project. landscape professionals should make themselves familiar with the hardscape materials and softscape materials and the many elements of the plan itself. And these plans are designed to help landscape installers complete the vision of both the landscape designer and the client.